Alice in Wonderland. By Lewis Carroll. One day, Alice was sitting near a creek with her sister. Then she saw a rabbit wearing a red coat and decided to follow it. It led her to a hole. As she was peering through it, she fell in. As she was falling, she found many things. After falling, she began to search around the rooms. She found many doors and a glass table. On the glass table was a golden key. She grabbed the key and opened one of the doors she found, but she could not fit in. Then she went back to the table and found a bottle that said, "Drink me," so she drank it. Suddenly, she began to shrink. Now she can fit through the door. Sadly, she forgot the key on the table. Then she found a cake that said, "Eat me," so she ate it. It caused her to grow big again.
Suddenly, she saw the white rabbit hopping about. Then he dropped a fan and a pair of gloves. She began to cry a pool of tears because she couldn't fit into the door. As she was crying, she put on the gloves. Then she realized the fan was making her shrink and immediately dropped it. Alice could fit through the door but forgot the key, so she asked a rat for help. The rat and her swam to shore with these other creatures. Her and the creatures played games to get dry. After that, she found the rabbit again. He called her Mary Ann, his maid, and ordered her to get gloves and a fan at his house. When she arrived at his house, she went to his room and got the glove and fan. On the table was a small bottle that said, "Drink me," so she drank it.
The drink caused her to grow bigger. Then she saw pebbles turn into cakes, so she ate them. They caused her to grow back to her normal size.
Outside, the rabbit and his butlers were waiting for her to get out. As she was running, she found an amazing mansion. Went in and found a duchess holding a baby, a Cheshire cat, and some chefs. As the duchess was talking to the chefs, she handed the baby to Alice. Not knowing what to do, Alice put the baby down outside, and it turned into a pig. As it waddled away, the Cheshire cat showed up. He told her which way she could go and how mad the people are there, the Hatter or the March Hare. She chose the March Hare because she has seen plenty of hatters. She walked there, she saw a tea party. She opened the gate and sat in one of the chairs. Hosts, March Hare and the Hatter were talking to each other about queer things like clocks that tell only the day instead of the hour. After that, she left and found a rose garden. In front of her were cards painting the roses red. She asked them, "What are you doing?" Before they could finish explaining, the Red Queen came in. She questioned Alice about the roses, but she did not know what to do. She started to shout, "Off with her head!" Luckily, the king stepped in and calmed her down. The calm queen looked at Alice and invited her to play a fun game of croquet. Though it wasn't fun, the balls were hedgehogs and the croquet stick was a flamingo. After waiting for a few minutes, it was Alice's turn. Unfortunately, the hedgehogs began to fight, so she went to the crowd around the Cheshire cat. After the game, everyone headed into the castle to discuss important matters. Someone stole the queen's tarts. They called in the first witness, the Hatter. He was a poor speaker, so he decided to call in the next witness, Alice. Before she came up, she was a little bigger than she used to be. Then she grew a mile high. The king and queen ordered her to leave the trial due to her height, but she refused. Then a letter came in from a prisoner. This caused much confusion. Creatures were running around, and the decks of cards were attacking Alice. Alice began to hear the voice of her sister. She called out, "Alice, Alice, wake up." It was just a mad dream that never came true. The end.